All right, your software team isn't just a cost center. It's the engine that powers your entire company's growth. After building dozens of development teams from scratch over my last 10 years, I've learned that throwing random developers together is like expecting magic from mixing random ingredients. You'll end up with a mess, not a meal. The difference between a mediocre dev team and an exceptional one isn't just technical skills, it's the chemistry, the culture, and the leadership that turns individual coders into a force multiplier for your business. So today I'm sharing some of the things I've learned about, some blueprints I've used when building teams behind CleanRouter and other companies that I've built, as well as I've done consulting with other companies, and how you can apply these proven strategies to build your own rockstar development squad without making the painful and expensive mistake that I've seen countless startups make. So let's talk today about how to build a great software development team. Let's dive in. Welcome back to Starter Pack. I'm Spencer Thomason. Here at Starter Pack, we train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. All right, every exceptional team needs a clear vision of what they're building and why it matters to the real users. I've heard leaders say before, well, can you see what I'm saying? And a lot of times the teams can't. So spending that time to make sure you share your vision with the team is important. I know a lot of people treat the technical team as just the tech guys that are solving hard tech problems and stuff like that, and they forget to include them in the vision. And so I like to make sure that they're included in this. Technical requirements do matter, but they won't inspire the developer to push through tough challenges the way that a compelling vision will. So when I built my first successful development team in 2009, we weren't just coding features. We had a shared mission to protect families that gave purpose to our work. That's where we built CleanRouter, which built internet filtering routers for parents. So it's a content filtering router that you would install just as like a regular Wi-Fi router in your home, but we made it simple enough that mom can use and yet safe enough to keep your kids safe online. We're still selling those by the way today, so go, if you're looking for that, go check out StarterPack or CleanRouter.com and you can find those. Now, great developers want to solve meaningful problems, not just crank out code to meet arbitrary deadlines. So your technical vision needs to balance immediate business needs with a long-term architecture that will scale your business. So you want to share the why behind the business decisions to earn buy-in from the technical team members who need to understand the reasoning, not just the requirements. Now, the next one is you want to hire for growth mindset, not just technical details. The most dangerous hire is often the developer who with perfect technical skills, but with a fixed mindset who can't adapt to your evolving needs. So I'd rather hire someone who scores 8 out of 10 on skills, but has a proven track record of quick learning rather than a 10 out of 10 coder who thinks they know everything. Technical skills can be taught, but curiosity, adaptability, and problem-solving instincts are much harder to develop later. So during an interview, I always ask candidates to tell me about something they initially failed at, but eventually mastered, and their answer will reveal a lot. The ideal candidate shows how they can take feedback without defensiveness and improve continuously without needing constant praise. Remember that your early hires will define your team culture, so prioritize people who elevate others rather than trying to be the lone genius. Now, the next one is you want to structure teams for autonomy and accountability. Most common mistake I see is creating teams that are too dependent on a single technical leader for decisions. Small cross-functional teams of 4 to 7 people with clear ownership areas outperform larger groups with fragmented responsibilities every single time. So each team should have end-to-end ownership of their area with the authority to make decisions without having to escalate. Define success metrics for each team that directly connect to business outcomes and not just technical completeness. So create regular check-in rhythms with lightweight processes that provide visibility without a ton of bureaucracy and red tape. The right structure lets you scale from 5 to 50 developers without having to completely reorganize or create communication bottlenecks. Now, in my case, I generally work more with small teams. I don't really do a ton more than with teams of 10 to 15. And so I really like to specialize in these, which is part of the reason why I love to build custom software for other companies. Because I come in and I help them establish a team of between 5 to 10 software developers and help them get their product off the ground. Now, the hardest balancing act in software development is managing technical debt while still delivering new business value. Technical debt isn't always bad. Sometimes it's a strategic choice to move faster now with the commitment to clean things up later. The key is making deliberate choices about debt rather than accumulating it accidentally through poor practices. I try to follow at least the 80-20 rule. 80% of the time on features driving business and 20% of the time paying down technical debt to improve architecture. So you want to document architectural decisions and technical debt clearly so future team members understand the context behind the decisions. I always tell my developers all the time that if they encounter a fence somewhere in the code, they need to figure out why the fence was there before they break it down. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, let us help you out, because here at Starter Pack, our specialty is connecting systems so your company can work like a well-oiled machine. Or if you're wanting to start out and building some AI agents to simplify some of your workflow and offload some of the human process into an AI agent, reach out to us because that's some of our specialty. Check out starterpack.com/Spencer because we can help you out. Now, the war for tech talent isn't won through one-off hiring battles, but through creating sustainable talent pipelines. Cultivating relationships with coding boot camps, universities, and developer communities to access talent before they hit the job market. For us here at Starter Pack, we have our licensed coding boot camp where we train software developers and then hire them right into our consulting service. All of my seniors are ones that I have grown up through the ranks. So implement mentorship programs that pair junior and senior together. And if you need help, reach out to us because here at Starter Pack, we have an amazing licensed coding boot camp that can help you with just that. So check that out. Now, we also like to design career progression paths that give talented developers a reason to stay and grow with your company. Remember that acquisition isn't just about finding new people. It's about providing an environment where talented people want to work. Now, the biggest cause of project failure isn't technical complexity, but the gap between business expectations and technical reality. Designate developer translators who can communicate technical concepts to business stakeholders without unnecessary jargon. Implement processes where businesses and technical teams collaborate on requirements before development begins, not after problems arise. Now, this is the perfect scenario. That's a lot easier said than done. So you've got to be able to do this and be able to be nimble and be able to be malleable and workable. Regular demos of work in progress create alignment and prevent the big reveal scenario where expectations don't match reality. So create opportunities for non-technical staff to understand the why behind technical decisions and constraints. Now, you want to look at measure what matters most. And I think this can drive around release cycles. I think it can drive around how fast you're delivering features. I think it can track to a lot of different things. So you want to figure out what these are with your business heads and try to figure out how you drive to these. The best metrics create healthy tension between speed, quality, and innovation without sacrificing one for the other. Now, next, you want to foster a culture of continuous learning. Technology changes so quickly. And if your team doesn't have time to dive in and be learning new things, they could become obsolete and obsolete themselves. So you want to dedicate at least 10% of the time for developers to be able to explore new technologies, refactor code, or contribute to like some other part of the business. So run regular internal tech talks where the developers can share knowledge. Create a budget for ability for time for them to learn. Celebrate learning from failures as much as from successes. I always start postmortems by sharing my own mistakes first. I make sure that as a leader that I make myself open to share some of my mistakes and to be willing to admit when I make mistakes, so that opens up so other people on the team can as well. The most innovative solutions often come from cross-disciplinary knowledges, not just deeper dives into existing technology stacks. Now, if your company has systems that aren't connected, reach out to us because here at Starter Pack, we love to implement AI solutions to build cross-connected systems for your company. So reach out and check out starterpack.com/Spencer because we can help you out. Now, there's a balance to in-house development and strategically working with others. You want to be able to establish clear knowledge transfer protocols so teams can be able to communicate and have good documentation processes. The right mix of working together with internal and external resources is very important. Now, you always want to make sure you implement thoughtful quality assurance processes. Quality isn't just about catching bugs. It's about building systems that are reliable, maintainable, and secure from the ground up. Automated testing is essential. and something that it gets really, it's something that can seem essential, and it's very difficult to make sure you have the time and resources to be able to implement it. One of the things that I really like to work with the developers is to make sure that we work on systems where there's a lot of configuration type settings that can be changed at runtime so that you can make it simpler to be able to modify things without having to stop and make code changes and redeploy the code. So make sure you make small investments in quality processes early to prevent massive drains on developer time fixing production issues later. Now, the most effective technical leaders balance technical excellence with empathy for both users and team members. Share the business context behind technical decisions so developers understand the why that drives this. One of the big tools that I love to use as a technical leader is diagrams. I like to diagram out systems because I know that it helps me to be able to communicate my vision of what I've architected together along with the business requirements so that people can see. Diagrams allow non-technical people to be able to understand technical things, and it allows technical people to be able to see the larger picture in what your system's supposed to be like. So as a leader, be transparent about constraints, whether they're business, technical, or resource related, while still maintaining optimism. I know I'll have to make decisions on things for the team in a technical way. I'll say, hey, look, guys, like I know if we had unlimited time or developers, we would do X. But in this case, we're going to have to make sure that we work through these constraints and deliver this on this time. Now, as the other side of this, make sure you celebrate even the small wins along the way to maintain momentum on long, challenging projects. Remember that people build software, and how you lead these people directly impacts what they build and how they build it. Now, if your company is looking to integrate AI systems and they need some build, reach out to us, because here at Startup Pack, our specialty is building custom software solutions for companies so they can work like a well-oiled machine. Check out startuppack.com/Spencer. We can help you out. Now, what are your thoughts? Do you think I missed something? The best compliment I can get is when you leave a comment down below. So make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment, if nothing else, just to say hello. I love to have a great discussion. Here at Startup Pack, we love to train software developers in our licensed coding boot camps, as well as to build custom software solutions for companies. So check out startuppack.com/Spencer, and here's some more information about how we can help out your company.
Hi, my name is Spencer Thomason, and I'm a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and a solid 25 years in software development, I've mastered the art of transforming technology teams and products. So what is a fractional CTO? This is where you can contract someone like myself to come into your organization and get the benefits of a seasoned CTO without having to employ me full time. In today's fast-paced world, efficiency, security, and product scaling aren't just goals, they're necessities. My passion is building impactful products and enhancing organizational efficiencies through technology. From startups to small businesses, my approach leverages lean methodologies to not just meet but exceed your strategic goals. Whether it's through executive mentoring, cloud system architecture, or launching a minimum viable product swiftly, my aim is to make a significant impact right from the start. Recognized in the Arizona startup ecosystem, my journey has been about creating value and fostering innovation. I have led technology for companies like GoDaddy, SRP, and Wells Fargo, and turned challenges into milestones. I've taken this learning and launched 7 of my own brands, and now I want to help you. So if you're looking for a fractional CTO who brings a wealth of experience, strategic vision, and a proven track record, let's connect. Together we can build technology that not only drives your business forward, but also makes a difference. Technology leadership redefined to fit your needs. So reach out today.